The right side of the steering wheel is going to give you the ability to check different screens between the tachometer and speedometer. You have a cursor that has an up button, down button, and side-to-side buttons, a back arrow, a multi-information display, your lane, departure mode, and your radar cruise. Underneath is going to be where we're going to talk about in just a moment, the cruise control. So if I were to get back to the first screen, it's called the information screen, I'm going to hit this button here, the little multi-pages button. It takes me to the button, or the page, because there's a little eye up there. I can use the up and down arrows to go through those pages. So I have 48 miles left of a range, 7.5 miles per gallon after refuel. Mind you, this vehicle only has 13 miles on the vehicle, so it's very, very new. Eco indicator is an application for your vehicle as well as your eyesight to monitor the correct amount of acceleration. There's going to be a little guide that shows up in the middle here that's going to monitor when you get into eco mode to get the better gas mileage. The tire pressure PSI. This is interesting. This little chart here shows where the power is being put to all the wheels. When you're driving, it'll show if it's in front wheel drive mode. It'll show if it's using a little bit of the back wheels as part of the power in the 4x4 system. This all-wheel drive system is going to be a front-wheel drive system until the front wheels detect slippage and turns on the back wheels. You have your sway warning. When you use your lane departure mode, that is where that feature will come up. And we're to a blank screen. I go and I use the cursor buttons to the left and right. I'll use the right button here, and it's going to go to a compass. Your musical information, so I'm on channel 52. And that's a benefit because then you're able to use this beautiful 12.3 navigation screen for other information other than this big radio display that is shown right now. This is for your lane departure mode. When you get going up to speed and you're on a highway, make sure your vehicle is in between the lines. Once the vehicle is in between the road lines, click on this button here, and this is going to be your warning application. If you start to drift out of lane, either side of the road is going to illuminate, letting you know that you're crossing the line. There's no messages, and down here is how we set up the vehicle, this little cog at the top. It's kind of become the universal tool, the little universal symbol for tools or setups. At the very top, you have something called lane keep assist. I called it by lane departure. It can be also referred to as like a lane keep assist. Much of the time when you are driving the vehicle and you start to drift and you start to go out of lane, you can change the warning system. You can set if you want the vehicle to be in the center of the lane. Now, I've done that on my vehicle because I thought it was important. Others don't have to. Steering assist. If you happen to be driving and you were to drift out of the lane, the steering wheel is going to correct itself by kind of moving your hand in the direction that the steering wheel needs to go to direct the vehicle back on the center. The alert can be either a vibration or an audible chime. You can choose the sensitivity level, high or standard. Sway warning on, that is that little coffee cup that's going to come on in between your dash, letting you know that when that sensor or that little photo comes up of the coffee cup, it's suggesting maybe it's time to take a break. Sway sensitivity, you can change that between standard, low, high, back to standard. And that's something that you're going to want to play with just to get the familiarity of what that system can do for you and how you'd like to drive the system. And back to I. Your cruise control is going to be used by pressing the end cap. When you do so, you're going to have a message that shows up between the tachometer and the speedometer. Radar cruise control active. Please pay attention to other vehicles. Once you get your vehicle up to speed, you're going to hit set. Then you can also control the distance, about how far you'd like to be away from the other vehicles. Because this is a radar system, it actually sends radar beams to the bumper in front. And your vehicle locks on, so that if that person were to hit the brakes for maybe a deer crossing or maybe a person not paying attention, your vehicle is going to start applying the brakes. And then it is your job as well to put your foot on the brake to slow your vehicle down. It's a very good system, and your cruise control icon is located right down here. I'm going to turn cruise control off. So again, when I'm driving down the road, I get up to my speed, I'm going to hit this end cap in. I'm going to see this cool little light down here in green, and it's going to set the speedometer to where you'd like to be in miles an hour. If you need to cancel for any reason, you can push back towards yourself. Bring this arm towards yourself, and it cancels that particular setting. The car will start to coast. When you get by that situation, you can resume by moving the control arm up.